What's up, everybody? Welcome to Table Stories, Witchcraft and Wizardry. Hello. How's everybody doing?
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
So good.
So good, especially after the conversations that we have had before the show got started today.
You will always wonder, but never know.
It was all wholesome stuff and food, okay? Don't let them lie to you.
There was a lot of food talk.
Zacatecus wouldn't stop talking about getting some cake.
Yeah.
What, he had cake?
I didn't know
Truth.
that was one of the hip terms that the kids use these days.
Is that a double entendre?
Wait, do you not know that for real?
Okay, you're out of the loop
No,
as
I
well.
don't.
Okay,
What
it
am I
wasn't just
missing
me
out
then.
on? ASS. Oh, kids these days are all about cake. I don't get it.
Welcome to our wholesome show, everyone. Welcome to the wholesomest of wholesome table story shows that we do here. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you all here. If you've never seen the show before, the show is essentially a Harry Potter role play that we do here with the system that I created called Witchcraft and Wizardry, named for the show, essentially. You can head on over to tablestory.tv/WAW if you'd like to download it. It's completely free. You can play it yourself, have a good time. And if you don't have a good time, or if you just want to talk about it, you can pop on into our Discord, tablestory.tv/Discord. Join up, and we've got some Witchcraft and Wizardry channels in there where you can talk about the system and possibly meet up with some other people that want to play. It's not just this show or this system. It's all different stuff that we've got going on in there, including D&D or whatever you're looking for a game for. We've got a Looking for Group channel in there, so come join us. Come hang out. But as you can see, we are missing a Colo today. We have no Colo today, unfortunately. She'll be back next week. She had something come up, but we're going to still have a good time, I think. And
No, it's ruined, actually.
it's ruined forever.
Bad! Everything's bad!
Everything's bad. Everything's bad. No, it's fine. We're gonna have a good time. So I hope people are ready to have their faces hurt from smiling too much. And I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's go around the room. Let's say hi to everybody. Introduce yourself and your character, and let's get the show started. Luxie, would you be so kind as to lead us off today?
Oh my god. Hello. My name is Lexi Games, and I painted a rainbow on my wall. That's right. I did it. I did that with my hands. You're welcome. That has nothing to do with me, but now you know. I'm Lexi Games. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I play anything that I think is cute or fun or makes me feel good deep in my willies. I don't know if that's the right term for willies, but we're using it. I'm not live on Twitch, I'm probably on Twitter, and you can say hi to me there or not. Your choice.
Do it now. Thank you, Luxie. Murgles?
Oh my goodness, so fast. Hi, I'm Murgles. I'm an animator and storyboard artist and just general artist person. I sometimes stream on Twitch. I streamed today, and we did some drawing and had some like really deep conversations about like politics and cancel culture and all that. So if y'all want to hit up those deep topics sometimes, you can find it at my place, Murgles, on Twitch, and also Murgles on Twitter. Yep.
Thank you very much. Nega Oryx?
Hi, I'm Nega Oryx. I'm playing Olive Everglade today, and I have to cough. I'm really sorry. Hold on. Wow, that was so embarrassing. Hi, hello. I'm still Nega Oryx 2 seconds later. I play video games on the internet lately. I can't play anything but Dead by Daylight. So if you want to see fresh new baby Bab to that game, just running around screaming at everything, come say hi to me sometimes. My username is the exact same thing on all platforms, so I should be easy to find. But thank you so much for having me today. I literally have not been able to stop thinking about the show since the last episode that we did, and I'm terrified. My rolls were so bad last week.
I'm sure that Roll20 will take your pain and humiliation from last week, and we'll take that into account when you do your rolls today. And you'll definitely roll better.
I hope so.
100%. Have to. I mean, you can't really get any worse than...
Oh my god!
Jesus.
You can only roll
the
upwards from
dragger.
here.
You know what? I'm taking that as a positive. I take that as an encouragement. Thank you for the kind words, Whack.
No problem. You hear that, dice? Roll better. Thank you. Thank you. Zagonicus.
Hey everybody, I'm Zgodicus. I play Alexander Pippin. He's a reckless Ravenclaw. And you guys can find me in all the internet places, Zgodicus everywhere. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow on my Twitch channel. I'm going to do some more D&D creation. I think I'm going to make that every Wednesday. So I'm creating some of my D&D stuff every Wednesday. Last week we got a couple of gods done. And I think we're going to try and get 2 more done tomorrow. And make the god, make their backstory, and then a bit about their followers and their symbols and stuff and that kind of thing. I'm building a pantheon. We've got a lot fleshed out.
Sounds like you're doing a lot. I mean, I feel like building a god isn't an easy task.
No, but I mean, you build what people see of it. That's all you need, really. Right? Anyway, thanks, Wack.
Thanks, Wax Sip was great. I feel like we need just a little clip of that. Thank you, Zaconicus. I'm Wax Steven, and I will be your Headmaster of Doom. I'll be dragging the players kicking and screaming through the adventure today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And if you missed the last episode of Witchcraft and Wizardry, the group had encountered something very sinister and scary. Very sinister and scary. They came across a shade, and they sort of panicked, at least for the most part. Everybody kind of ran off in different directions, and Alex stayed to fight, or he tried to hold it back. As the daylight broke through the overshadowed, the overcast clouds outside, the shade moved away after asking, "Where is the boy?" And the group tried to get some help. They tried to run around, basically convince older students or prefects or teachers to come help them. Something was happening, and they weren't having too much luck. However, Alex managed to run into an older an older Gryffindor student by the name of Rosamund Crooks, who sort of believed him. And went off and investigated, and together they went to Headmistress McGonagall, who was very happy that they were okay, and that Alex came to tell her about what had happened. While this was going on, the group was trying to make any sort of headway into getting anybody to listen, but being first years in the first week of school at Hogwarts, it can be a little bit rough, I think, and they weren't having the best of luck. They even met up with Lily Potter, who's been sort of traveling around with the group as things have been going on, and in turn they met up with her brother James, who is kind of a git, as they managed to learn last time. He was very much the older brother that sort of teases the younger siblings, and they weren't really able to convince him of anything that was going on. Rosalina was feeling rather upset about a haircut gone wrong, and not being able to have her friend's hair in a bottle. I said that right. That wasn't a mistake.
It's an
to-
upsetting thing to happen, okay?
Yeah. Friends did not want to necessarily put the hair in the bottle. So Alex had also managed to speak with Nearly Headless Nick and the Fat Friar and found that they were somehow trapped in a wall outside the Great Hall while the business with the Shade was going on. They also they met up, they sort of exchanged information, and they spoke with Professor Binns and tried to gather some more information about the Vanished Wing. But Professor Binns hasn't been the most helpful of experiences thus far. We left off last episode with Rosalina giving a very inspirational speech to Maisie. And in fairness, because we have no Colo today, I put it to the group before we got started as to the question that Maisie would ask of Professor Binns, and she was inspired, and it was kind of a big deal, and we left off there. I felt bad if I didn't know how to take the question myself and ask myself a question, so I put it to the group. They came up with a question to ask. So that is where we're going to get started with the episode today. So after this very passionate inspiration that Rosalina has given Maisie, Maisie says, "Thank you, Rosalina. All right, Professor Binns, who was involved in the vanishing of the Vanished Wing? Do you know? Do you know anything about that?" And let's do a roll here and see how it goes. There is a +1, I believe, that's coming from the inspiration. All right, and this is going to be a convince roll, so this is to the heart. Okay. And let's see. Well, actually, this would be an I read about that, I believe, because this is Professor Binns trying to recall this information, and that's how we were doing that. Okay, so this is going to be a +1. Here we go. Oh!
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's
So much lead up for so much pain.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, there is no information in this History of Hogwarts book in regards to who may have vanished the Vanished Wing, or if it was vanished by anyone in particular.
well, that's a clue. Anyone in particular? What if it wasn't vanished by anyone?
I'm feeling really distraught.
Maybe
Well-
we're going
To figure this out.
Maybe we're going about this the wrong way. Maybe instead of running all over the school trying to find someone who can give us information, maybe what we should do is just figure out how we can try and get the ghost boy to come back and just all speak to him together all at once and see if we can just get the information from him.
What if the ghost boy is being taken over by the Shade, and what if the Shade hurts us?
Yeah,
What if the shade is hurting him?
yeah. Well, we should thank Professor Binns for his time, and then
Thank you, Professor
going.
Binns. You may nap in your chalkboard now.
Thank you. And please remember to do your homework before attending the next class.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yep.
thank you.
Enterprising students, read ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Of
course.
course.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm probably
Okay,
not
let's
gonna
go.
do that.
Thank you. Bye bye.
I don't even know if I have the book, Rosie.
Yeah, me either. I might have mashed potatoes on it.
Okay, so I think where are the places that you've seen the boy before?
Oh,
Where are the places that you've seen the boy before?
I think.
Where are the places that you've seen the boy before?
Oh,
The boy came to me
In
in
her
the
dreams.
hospital wing.
In the hospital wing?
Olive's just gonna elbow, like lightly, very lightly, but she's just gonna lightly go to Rosie.
Wait, am I missing something still?
What?
No.
Sorry,
Um,
I have mashed
He
potatoes in
came
the
to me
throat.
at the hospital wing, and then he led me into the library, and then we went outside together. But when he first found me, I think I heard him calling when I was in bed in the hospital wing.
In the hospital wing.
We don't have anyone to visit down there, do we?
Kick me!
No, we don't need to do that.
Maybe we could just look up if there's a way to, I don't know if summon is the right idea, but you know, like summon a ghost.
But what if we
Like
accidentally
invite him?
summon the shade? That would be bad.
Well, you faced the shade before, and you came out okay, right?
I think so.
Maybe
There may
he
be
has a
long-term
very-
effects.
Yeah, like
Maybe.
sadness, probably.
Yeah.
Fear.
What if we get in
Hopefully
trouble
not.
for still looking into the stuff now that McGonagall knows that we were on it?
Maybe we
Or,
should lay
or
low
we
for
solve the
rest.
case, and then we
Yeah.
Save
Get a
the
bunch of
school
house
and
points.
get a bunch of house points. Exactly what I was
And then-
thinking.
everyone loves us. And honestly, how impressive would that be? Our first week at Hogwarts as first years, we save the school.
Slap
really
that
want
one on
to
your
s-
resume.
I bet
Yeah.
we'd even get like a trophy or something.
Do you think it would be shaped
Like
like,
a Quidditch
ghost?
trophy.
Something like that, yeah. Maybe like with our names engraved in the bottom. And it would say to Swaff. We can have it engraved to Swaff.
Swaff.
Yeah, we're a group.
Can it be
We're
shaped like a swaffle?
We
What's a swaffle look like?
It's a waffle, but it has swaff written on it.
Oh.
we should do it. We should also keep investigating because I think the shade wants to eat the ghost boy. And
Oh God.
I mean, I'm not a ghost, but it
I'm
doesn't
gonna
seem
just
like
cover.
it'd be fun.
I'm gonna cover Olive's ears.
Olive's face is just still, even though she can't hear anything now, she's like,
Shh. Nothing to hear.
So that's maybe looking into.
Fine, and there is no
She
shade.
won't be able to hear the plan discussions, Rosie. If,
Oh, okay. Well, don't mention the death of the boy because she has a crush on him.
okay.
She has a crush on him? No one told me!
Rosie!
I'm sorry, but they were talking about him dying, and I didn't want your feelings to get hurt. I'm really sorry. Oh,
Rosie!
He's already dead!
yeah, but he could die, and they could never see each other's eyes ever again.
Can
Okay.
ghosts die?
I think so.
maybe
When they move on
Only
to
with
the other
unfinished.
plane.
Yeah, but only with like finished business, right? A shade can't finish business a ghost.
Maybe it can though.
Could it do my taxes? I don't have taxes.
You don't have
That's a joke
taxes.
for
You're
adults.
11.
Right. I think maybe looking in. Maybe we should go to the library and just look into the ghost summoning idea because I think that it's maybe our best bet. Because
Yeah.
and we should look at more shade stuff as well, like getting rid of a shade. Because then, if we can find him, the shade's coming after him, and then we can like counterattack the shade when it tries to get him, and then he'll be safe
What if
that way.
the shade vanished the vanishing wing?
It might have
That'd be
done.
pretty
What if the
shady
shade
of him.
vanished the vanishing wing and now the shade is trying to vanish the rest of Hogwarts?
Then there's
Oh,
no
just the
time to
boy.
lose, and we should get straight to the library just in case.
Does that mean that
We
there
should-
are dates in order? What if the date of when the vanishing wing vanished is the same date as now? What if it's like a cycle? Have there been other wings that have vanished over the centuries?
Well, that's not in the
We
book.
only heard about one.
But we've only been looking for the one vanishing wing. Are there more?
Maybe we should read more about shades in the library.
Yeah. And we still need to go round to the other side of the wall and have a look and see if we can see any clues. So we could do that. We could do either of those.
Library
Okay.
first,
Library or
and then we'll
okay.
take it from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe we want to do the library after dinner though.
oh no. What time is it?
Maisie's sort of like she's looking around like with a bit of a panicked look on her face.
What is it, Maisie?
Quidditch practice.
Maisie, go, run! Literally
But
run!
I don't want to leave you.
No, it's fine.
But you
When
have
you're
Quidditch
up,
practice. Quidditch
Yeah.
is the most important sport in the whole world to you, so you have to go immediately.
and when
Also-
you're up in the air on breaks, you can look down and see if you can see anything.
Yeah, you can look to
Yeah.
see if there's things
Do a sneaky
happening.
peeky.
But we have vanished wing and I'll be letting down Swaff if I leave.
No, you can.
No, you
You're
won't.
doing aerial
There's so many of
surveillance.
us.
It's very
Aerial surveillance, exactly like Alex
Yeah.
said.
We actually
Oh.
need you to go to Quidditch.
Right, maybe I can look around.
Yeah.
All right, good idea. Okay. All right, well, I'm sorry I can't stick around to help.
Oh, that's okay.
It's okay. You are helping just further away than
Yeah.
we are. Here, you can take this for the road, and I'm just gonna slap just a cold scoop of mashed potatoes in her hand. That's for good luck. I hope you
Thanks.
don't fall off your broom.
All
And make
right.
sure to inform
Right,
us.
well, everybody be careful.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So library first, and then we'll look at shade books and ghost summoning books, and then. Okay.
Okay.
That's okay. That's good. Okay, let's go.
Olive's gonna like stick her elbows out like this to go, you know, like the linking arms thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they can all, yeah. Ready?
Red. Yep.
Library.
All right. Off you go to the library. You head to the library, and there are, the usual. There's students around. It's a Sunday, so it's probably fairly busy in there today. I would say that it's somewhat difficult to find a table that actually is completely open for all of you.
But do we find one?
Who wants to make the roll for me? We'll do a notice something.
I can do it.
All right. You won't ask any questions. This is just to see if there's a table. Okay. So you find there's almost enough space. There's one too few chairs, but it's the best option that you have.
I'll stand for now. It's fine. I'm gonna go and find a book on shades. I'll look for that one.
I'll look and see if I can find anything about how to summon ghosts or where to find them. You know, I'll go ask Madam Pince, I guess.
I'll
Yeah,
be
and
over
if
here
you-
pretending Madam Pince cannot see me so that you guys stay out of trouble.
If you see any books on magical music boxes, I think the music box may have something to do with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for anything about the defense against dark creatures class.
Dark creatures, yeah, okay.
Dark creatures.
All right, we'll meet back here.
Okay.
Oops.
Go team.
Go team!
Woohoo!
All right. For the next few hours, you all try and do some investigating here. I read about that. So, just to be clear, it was Alex looking for information on shades.
Yep.
Rosalina, what were you looking for?
Absolutely nothing. I'm just staying out of trouble.
Okay. Trying to stay out of trouble. All right. And Clem, what were you looking for?
Anything about defense against dark creatures. The class, who taught the class, how long the class was around.
Oh,
stuff
so
like
I'm
that.
sorry. This is just the class was Dark Creatures. That was just the title of it.
I'm
It
so
wasn't
sorry.
Defense Against. No, it's fine. Okay. And Olive, what were you looking for?
How finding ghosts work, I guess? Ghosts in general, if they're tied to a location, or how to call them.
Okie dokie. I would like each of you, Alexander, Clementine, and Olive, to make I read about that rolls, please. And Rosalina.
No! I'm being so patient and good! Okay, what do I have to do?
We have to see. Well, let's be honest. It's difficult for Rosalina to do that.
She's probably still munching, let's be honest.
We need to roll. Let's see. How do you think you try to be good?
I think I resist influence, and the influence is my own.
All right, go for it. I'll buy that. Okay. So, let's start off with Clem. Clem, you look up information on dark creatures. And let's see here. You have a 9, so this is a partial success. So I think there is limited information in the library itself. There's the restricted section, and if you went to Madame Pince, she would have told you as much. There's only a certain amount of information inside the library proper. So you can ask me 2 questions in regards to the dark creatures class from the I read about that list.
Ooh. That's tough. Who do I know that's related to it? And what does it do?
All right. So, the dark creatures class, you do find information on. It was taught last by Professor Adolphus Nightingale.
Okay.
The dark creatures class itself was about specifically there were creatures that had ill intent. They sought to cause wizards and witches harm. And this class was specifically about learning about them. And I guess it worked in combination with the Defense Against the Dark Arts class. They worked like in conjunction. There was a symbiosis there. So you'd learn about the creatures and whatnot, and then in the Defense Against the Dark Arts class, you'd learn... it was more specialized. Like the defense class was about learning defensive spells and ways that you might be able to stop these creatures from hurting you and such. And the dark creatures class was specifically like information about them and why they did these things and those kinds of things. Otherwise, there's not really a lot of information here in the library itself.
Okay.
All right. Next up is Olive. Olive, you tried to look up some ghost summoning stuff and getting into contact with ghosts. You can ask me 2 questions from the I read about that list.
Ooh. Is the question what does it do applicable?
Yeah, I think we can try and make that applicable. I think in terms of trying to make something that's close to that, you can ask me like, I'll let you come up with the question. I don't want to. I'll let you figure out what's close to that question. What do you think?
Okay. I guess when I think of what does it do, I picture like we're looking at an object or a creature or whatever. We're actually trying to figure out what its actions might be or its purpose. So when I think about that in relation to if it's possible to summon a ghost, I guess that's what I would think is like.
Sure, I'll take that.
Can that happen?
Yeah, I'll take that. Okay, so it is possible to summon a ghost. That's one question.
Okay.
It is
Cool.
possible to summon a ghost.
I want to say, who do I know that's related to it? I guess, like, in my research, whichever book I'm reading about this, does it say anything about if anyone at Hogwarts does this or teaches it or has experience with it?
There are a few possibilities, and that was a very good choice. Well asked. That's why I don't like to give you the questions. Okay. There's a few. There are some extracurricular activities. There's some elective teachers that might be able to help. There is a professor that teaches an elective in the 6th year and 7th year. Professor Field Mandrake teaches ancient studies. There's also a professor that you know that is a first-year professor that teaches defense against the dark arts, Professor Azolia Bovin, who also teaches ghoul studies. And those are probably the most likely candidates.
Okay. Thank you.
Alrighty. And
I went to my house benefit to automatically succeed on, and I read about that once a day.
okay, right off the bat, he's using it.
I'm just gonna get it used on something useful. So
Well done. I'm of that opinion as well. Whenever you feel like this is a good time to use one of those benefits, I think you should use them. Okay, so you are looking up shades in particular.
yeah, and specifically looking how to defeat them. I think if I'm going narrower than that, weaknesses or ways to scare them off or something.
So,
I got an S3.
we're not there yet.
Okay.
You are directed to this information, in part by Madam Pince. When you first look up the information, it's the stuff that you kind of looked up previously when you looked up ghosts and whatnot. There wasn't a lot of information. So, Alex, knowing that you succeeded on this roll, there are other options. And I will give you them and allow you to decide how you would like to proceed, because there are a couple options. There isn't really a lot of information for some reason when you go to look it up. There's just this really like basic information, and a lot of like defensive things or like how to protect yourself is in the library. That's important information for students. So when you look that up, I think that you realize that like there should be more here. And you bring this up to Madam Pince, and she says that there should be more, and she'll like go over, and she says she starts like getting upset that like a student took out a book from the library. They managed to get past the ward, and she doesn't know what happened, and she says she's very upset, and that she's going to be looking into it, and any student that did this, and she probably like will make an announcement to the library, and she says, any student that was a part of taking a book out of this library should know that it is a very serious offense. And if any book is removed from this library, I can assure you that the headmistress will know. So, you know that you have a couple options here. You can ask one of the older students that are here, because there are plenty. The library is fairly full. You can ask one of the older students, or you can assume that there are some things in the restricted section about this. What would you like to do?
Remember, right? I can only get boots from a restricted section with special permission, right? So I'd need to get special permission. Okay. I'm just going to assume there's probably books in the restricted section as well right now. I'm not going to ask anyone. I'm not going to draw any more attention, but I'm going to go back to the table and wait for the rest of the group to be there. Oh, I guess Rosie's already there.
Before we continue with that line of thought, Rosalina, you rolled a 7 on your resist influence of yourself. So,
I don't like the humming.
you resist their influence, but they make some sense. The thoughts linger, and you take a -1 forward to resisting further influence from yourself. So,
God, that's such a perfect character flaw.
how do you think that you are sort of resisting your own influence here?
I think that I'm so hungry for absolutely no reason. It's nearing dinner time, and I'm just like, I keep inching my hand to grab snacks, but I know that I'll get in trouble, so I'm like inching and then like smacking my own hand away, and then inching it in, and then smacking my own hand away, and people are just looking at me like I'm really hungry, but I know I'm not supposed to eat it.
Well,
Can you hear that?
no.
I'm starving.
No,
I'm gonna die in this library. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry.
Right, dinner will be shortly, so don't worry about it. I need to run some ideas past everyone, so. Did you hear how angry she was about that book? That was because I was asking for a book on shades and stuff, and she looked and the book wasn't there, so someone else
Somebody stole a book from the library? That's worse than me slapping mashed potatoes onto a counter.
But it's related to swath business of shades and things.
We should get badges and we can be like, this is swath business. Sorry, distracted.
Right.
That's terrible. So somebody is ahead of the game, or the shade doesn't want us to know anything about it.
Or maybe maybe.
We should be whispering.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if who else would. No one else knows except us and.
Well, maybe. I mean, I know that our headmistress knows a lot, but maybe she doesn't know everything.
Right, but she has lots of books and you know.
I wanted to have a lightning bolt
would
queued
know.
up, like a thunderbolt, like.
I don't think.
Maybe she knows we are gonna read more about the shades, so she took the book out of the library, so we can read about the shades.
Yeah, but then librarian wouldn't be so angry if the headmistress took it already.
That's true.
Okay.
I got no idea. Do you have a bean, maybe? Like a little bean.
What? You don't want a bean?
I'm so hungry. I'll eat anything. Please.
Please resist influence, Alex. And this is in regards to Rosalina.
Okay, that's actually helpful.
Okay.
So resist influence is soul. A partial.
Okay.
So a -1 forward to resisting it in future. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Not right. Just like if you get really desperate, then maybe okay, but not right now.
Like a piece of desperation to you.
Not enough yet. Just take deep breaths. Deep breaths.
I'm just gonna sit here and filter feed, okay?
You got this. Okay. I take a quick look around for Clem and Olive.
Okay. Yeah, I think they sort of return by now.
Yeah. Guys,
Okay.
guys.
What?
I found out something really interesting.
It's dinner time.
No,
Yeah, it's almost dinner time.
I'm so hungry.
Should we tell each other what we found out in...
Okay. I'll start. So did you hear librarian being really angry about a book missing?
Actually, Whack, would I have heard that?
Would you? Yeah,
Everyone
definitely.
heard that,
Everybody
right?
heard it. Yeah, everybody
Everyone
heard it in
heard
the
it.
library. Yeah.
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 It was
She
really
went
scary.
Yeah, she went looking for a book after I was asking about for a book for more like shade stuff or whatever, and
Yeah.
it wasn't there. So someone already got a book, and then there's probably more books, but they'll be in the restricted section. And I'm thinking maybe I can get some special permission from like. I've got a couple of ideas.
Yeah.
We could
Well,
try.
I found out who the last professor of dark creatures was, which means that dark creatures disappeared in the vanishing, and that means that the last professor would have been in that specific class. So either he vanished or he didn't vanish, but he would have known. Yeah, we can look into him.
Do you
Did-
think
did
he
you
weathered
get
away
his
because he
name?
was so hungry?
Maybe.
Rosie, do you maybe want to continue this conversation on the way to the Great Hall?
You can see like a glimmer of a tear in her eye.
Okay. Okay. We can walk and talk.
So,
Did you get his name, Clem?
Yeah, his name is Professor Adolphus Nightingale.
We can ask some of the house ghosts about him, and we can ask maybe some of the portraits as well, now that we have a name. And
Yeah.
that might help us find more stuff.
Yeah.
Lily will chime in and she says, I'm sorry, I can't really stick around any longer. I have to get back to my homework. If I don't finish everything, I won't have anything done for Monday.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and being such a cool help, Lily.
I'm just happy that I could be a part of SWAF.
And remember,
You'll
it's a
always be a
secret.
part of SWAF. But yes, it's a
Right,
secret.
but the
Don't tell
S stands for secret, so.
Right.
Okay, till
Right,
next
well,
time.
well, good luck. Let me know what happens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll
will.
keep you in the
Well,
loop.
first things first is I'm gonna eat so much food, so I'll let you know how it goes.
All right. Enjoy. And she'll kind of like wave. Bye.
Right.
bye, Lily.
So Adolphus Nightingale. Okay. What did you find, Olive?
I found out that it is possible to summon a ghost, but I couldn't really read anything about how. I do know, though, that our Defense Against the Dark Arts professor also teaches ghoul studies. So if we go and speak to them, maybe since they know us already, they won't mind helping us out.
We could maybe just ask them for a spell to get rid of the shade, because their defense against the dark arts teacher and shades are pretty dark. And even if they're like, oh, it's really advanced, is that we just want to know the name of it just for a bit of comfort, so we're less afraid, because it's terrifying.
So, plan of attack, dinner, dessert,
Yes.
and then after we've eaten,
Do we want to try and get special permission so we can get into the restricted section and see if we can get a book on shades? I've got a couple ideas. We could either ask Professor McGonagall, because I did really well in telling
Yeah, but
her about it.
Alexander, now that Professor McGonagall is knows that we're doing this,
Yeah,
we're not supposed to be doing this anymore, right?
Right, she did make me promise, and I kind of worded the promise in a way that I could say I didn't really promise it. No, I didn't. I promised I
I'm
wouldn't
maybe
get
really
involved
hungry,
in any.
but I think that sounds like a really bad idea, Alexander.
I promised I wouldn't get involved in any adult stuff, and I certainly won't be drinking any beer or wine or anything like that.
That's not what she meant by like grown-up stuff, though.
Yeah, but
Right,
that
well.
she's right. We've been doing.
Taxes.
Oh my gosh! Don't do your taxes.
No,
Avoid them.
can't.
No. But, so she might be suspicious if we ask her. We could maybe just ask another teacher or something.
I don't
Yeah, I
know if any professor would grant a first-year permission to look at the restricted section. Isn't that like for older students?
Normally, I think, yeah, but if you know.
All right. Well, how about we go to dinner, eat, and afterward, maybe we split up and you try and get permission for the restricted section, and then we can also go and see our Defense Against the Dark Arts professor.
I think we just go see the professor. I think it's going to be really difficult to get into the restricted section,
Okay.
especially when it's, just today. So I
Okay.
think Defense Against the Dark Arts maybe, and maybe we just say we heard rumors, or maybe they already know that we saw it. We can just tell them that we ran into it, and that
Can
we
we
want
ask-
to know that shade go away is the best thing to do. The best thing to do if we see a shade. Maybe they can tell us something.
Can we ask any portraits on the way about Professor Nightingale?
Any
Well,
look
you
old
know-
enough.
I don't think there are any portraits on the way to the Great Hall.
Okay. I meant on the way to Defense Against the Dark Arts, on our way from
Okay.
dinner. Maybe.
Would we be at the Great Hall by now?
Probably close.
Okay. Rosie, I can tell we're getting close because Rosie has turned into a cartoon character where her nose, like following the smell of food.
Do you smell it? I think it's a roast. I'm gonna kick down the doors.
And Olive's just going to abandon any semblance of looking civilized and break into one of those embarrassing 11-year-old runs with their arms or just kind of flopping around and just run straight into the Great Hall.
I am following suit
Yeah.
immediately after her.
I'm taking my time.
Well, I'm probably going to be like, guys, and then just kind of like
Yeah.
totter behind.
Okay.
That
do
weird,
that, like-
awkward half jog.
That kid. I
like,
imagine the kid
"Hi."
run. I imagine that like.
And we're actually going slower, but they look like they're running.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm running really hard, but I'm actually like lagging so far behind and just wheezing.
Okay, to the Great Hall you go to have dinner. It's getting busy. People are piling in for the Sunday roast like meal, and you all sit down for a meal.
I have a question. Is my note that I glued to the table with mashed potatoes still there?
No, it's 100% gone.
Okay, just checking.
It's super gone. Yeah.
I'm just going to like load up a really, really, really full plate, especially because they've gotten into so many misadventures, so much mischief late at night that Olive's genuinely like, I might be up until 3 o'clock in the morning tonight and I need fuel. So just like a mound of food, a mountain, if you will.
Oh yeah. All the food starts to appear before you in the way that I think is beyond comforting for each of you. It just sort of starts to pile on, and your plates and silverware and such appear, and all before you.
Can I see, looking around the Great Hall, you said it's really busy because it seems like most students are here for dinner now, right?
Oh yeah.
Looking around the Great Hall, can I see either of the students that were also like possessed and ended up in the hospital wing because of it?
Oh yeah, notice something for me.
Okay.
Okay, so I think you see one of them. Let's see. Yeah, you notice Ray Capernet is there, the fourth-year Slytherin, with the tall body, short boy-cut hair, focused eyes, and expressive face.
Okay. Olive's like midway through bear pawing food into her face as fast as humanly possible, and then it's like you can see the light bulb over her head, and she's gonna say, "Just a second. I'll be right back, okay?" And she's gonna hop up and just try and look casual walking over to the Slytherin table, but she's like shuffling. She's trying to move fast but look like she's not trying. And she's gonna approach Ray. Excuse me.
Oh, it's you.
Yes. Hello again.
What can I help you with?
Hi. I was just wondering, and she's gonna lower her voice a little bit.
She's like looking at her friend. She like stop.
I don't mean to be a bother, but do you happen to remember when you awoke in the hospital wing and you didn't have any memory of what happened to you, what happened to us? Were you found with any possessions or belongings that weren't yours? Were you carrying anything?
Please make a convince roll.
Ooh, okay. Do I get any forward for the fact that they bonded over both being possessed by this thing together and they share that little connection? They can confide in each other about a unique experience that no one else went through?
I'm gonna say no, because I don't think that they know that you were possessed.
Okay.
I don't think the timing worked out on that.
Okay.
A 9. Okay. Choose one from the convince list. When you roll heart, you try to make someone hear you either through intimidation or conversation. On a 7 and 9, you get to choose one from the list.
I'm gonna say they do it but are now terrified of you. If she didn't know that I had also been possessed, this might be a little startling to her that I am like asking such a pointed question.
First time this has been used, I think, all campaign that this choice was picked. So yeah, she actually drops her fork, like as she's eating, and she gets up like immediately, and sort of like grabs you by the shoulders, and she says, "What are you talking about? What do you know? What happened?"
Answer me first, please. It happened to me too.
Come with me.
Okay.
She tries to like pull you off. Her friends are like, "I'll be right back."
I imagine because she's so much smaller than an older student that Olive's doing that like a little dog trying to keep up with a human thing where her legs have to move in double time.
One of the hobbits trying to keep up with Gandalf.
Yeah, that's Olive trying to keep up with her cool new older Slytherin buddy.
How do you know that I had something?
Because when I was possessed or compelled or whatever it was, that's what happened to me. And I didn't think about it until now, but if it happened to me, then maybe the same would have happened to you. And maybe if we look at what items we were compelled to interact with during that time, maybe that would reveal something to us of why.
I found this. And she takes something out. It looks like a key.
Can I see if I can recall anything about this kind of key or item? They've been spending so much time researching in the library. Would I recognize it as being like a magical object, or does it look like it would fit like a classroom door? Or
You can try and investigate.
okay. It's a key.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I probably should have even made it harder. Like, I should have given you like a -2 forward on it or something. But it just looks like a key.
Okay. Can I ask, Gray? Was it... You don't remember anything, do you?
Nothing. What do you remember?
I know that, when I came to...
I don't
I had
like
been-
people mucking about with my head.
Neither do I. That's why I'm trying to figure out what happened to us. I know that I was compelled to break into the library in my first week of school, my first time ever being away from home.
All right, stop whining.
Look, I think we may be on to figuring out why this happened to us, and I think we've almost figured out how to stop it from ever happening again. Can I please borrow that key? Just until we can fix this.
Try and convince her.
So many 9s today.
That's a lot better than 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So, please choose one from the list.
I'm gonna stick with they do it, but they're terrified of you. Like, I think Olive has some nerve being an 11-year-old getting up in this girl's face, asking for the object that she got when she was horrifically possessed at school. And I think that really puts Ray off.
Alrighty. Please add a relationship with Ray Cabernet. I'm going to say it's a -2.
Got it.
And she says, she like starts to hand the key to you. And then she says, look, I want this back, and I want it back soon. You understand?
I understand. We're going to fix this, I promise.
Do you still hear it?
More often than I'd like. I don't know why. Do you?
Every time I touch this thing. As you take the key, you can start to hear a familiar sound. A sort of melody that for some reason's not playing. Let's try this again.
For us.
It's just too quiet, maybe. Let's try it again. Don't think that it's playing. It's ruining my life.
It's there, but it's really quiet. It's
Okay.
underneath the.
Let's try this again. You take the key.
Does Olive feel any kind of aside from hearing that, like, does she feel compelled to do anything? Does she feel drawn to anything? Does she feel...
Good question. Resist influence for me.
No.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh.
That's two ones.
That was 2 ones.
Alrighty. As you take the key, you start to hear something. No one else seems to react, but you start to see the shadows along the wall growing taller and larger. The room seems to dim. You will tell me where the boy is. Where is he?
What boy?
You know.
Why are you so concerned with him? Why can't you just leave him alone?
Tell me! And you feel this compulsion to answer. Because on a 6 or lower, you listen intently to their influence and do what they say.
Oh, no. I genuinely, like, as a player, I don't know what answer to give because I don't know what the answer would be.
For some reason, you picture the ghost boy that you met before.
I don't know where he is. I can't give you an answer that I don't have.
Where did you last see him?
Outside on the Hogwarts grounds. We were walking together, and...
And just like that, the shadows start to shrink. And conversation begins to continue. You feel like a little cold, but beyond that, you don't remember what just happened.
How big is this key that I was given?
Not very. I'd say just about this big.
Okay.
A few inches.
Okay. Olive is going to... She doesn't remember what just happened, but she just feels a little cold and uneasy kind of vibe, you said?
Mm-hmm.
She's just going to start backing away from Ray and quietly pocket the key and say, I'll return this soon, I promise.
All right, you'd better.
And she's going to go back to the swaff table.
She'll, like, sit down and she's like, ugh, first years.
And Olive heard that, so she makes a face behind her while she walks away.
So how did that go?
Sorry, I had a thought. When we were in the library and, Madam Pince was yelling about the book being missing, I thought about how the ghost boy tried to get me to get a book out for him. And it occurred to me, maybe he was doing that to everyone that was possessed. Maybe that's why the book went missing. So I thought I'd go see if Ray stole a book while she was possessed. And she didn't, but she did end up with something else.
Yeah?
She gave me a key.
Okay.
To what?
I don't know what it unlocks, but...
Okay.
Is there a spell that can tell us?
I don't know. That's a good question. I keep hearing this odd music. And I
Like a
can't
music
help but...
box?
Maybe? I can't help but think maybe the key might unlock something. A music box or... I really don't...
You should show us the key, but we should pass it round. Oh, you should show us the key, but we should pass it round.
No, nobody else should touch it. It's not.
Why not?
What's wrong with it?
That's the perfect way to find out.
No.
The fact that you're
Trust me.
scared of us touching it means that it's a good
What
thing to
happens
test.
when you touch it? Are you okay? Do we need to go to the hospital wing again?
You want some mash?
No hospital wings, but something doesn't feel right, and I don't think it's smart.
Well,
Something felt strange when I touched the key. Something felt cold and awful, and I know you just want to help, Clem, but what if touching it affected me some way or did something to my mind? If you all touch it and the same thing happens to you, that might be terrible later. We need to make sure that we keep it separate, keep it safe, and keep it a secret. Swaff secrets, okay?
okay. Well, if we have the key, then we should find what it's for, and maybe that can help us.
For every key, there's a lock. So
Where was the? Where was the? When did we first see something strange? Was it on the very first day, or was it the day after, or the?
I imagine that some of that food just like hit Olive in the eye, and she's like, "Oh,
What if it's a key to the wing? I'm sorry about your eye. Oh my god, is that mash?
Wait, a key to the vanished wing?
It wasn't their door?
There wasn't a keyhole or anything like that there. There was a part that looked like it maybe used to be where people walked and stuff, but there wasn't.
Why don't
a
we go?
keyhole or
well, just because we didn't
Why don't
see
we
it."
go there? Yeah, why don't we go there with the key and we go to the place where the vanished wing used to be? And what if the ghost boy is just there all the time? And what if there's like a ghost wing that we can't see? It's like another dimension, okay? It's like another part of the simulation dimension on a lower level, and we just need to find the hole that the key goes into, and then we can bring the wing back or something.
Do
you know what I'm saying?
Excellent idea.
Well, I don't
Okay.
think there's any harm in going back there and looking.
Wait. Is Lily also out at dinner at the same time as us?
No, her and Maisie aren't here.
Okay.
Barney isn't either.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's probably our best clue for now. We don't have much time. We have, until curfew after dinner, and then, we're back to school tomorrow, and we only have a little time.
That's probably why a lot of people don't show up for the Sunday meal, because they're trying to cram in as much work as they can get done for Monday as possible.
Yeah. We won't have much time on weekdays to investigate.
yeah.
So we have to do it tonight, but are there any supplies we could bring with us? I know that.
I'm mash.
Okay, so Rosie, you're on food, just in case we get stuck out for a while.
I've been waiting for this for my whole life. Thank you so much.
Rosie, you're on food. We need rations and supplies for 5 people.
Flashlights.
And
We need to be able to draw maps. A map
I
of
think we need
where things
flashlights,
are.
Clem, because we can do magic.
Clem, I think that's a wonderful idea about the maps, though. Would you like to get together map making supplies, and then you
Yes.
can chart it as we go along?
Yes.
Okay.
Cartography, Clem, that's so cool.
It's the same as looking at the sky, except on the earth.
Alex, what else do you think we might need tonight?
And I don't. We're just gonna go and look at a wall, right?
Well, but what if the key works and we end up opening a mysterious magical door to a vanished wing from hundreds of years ago, and we can't come back easily?
What if we
We'll-
can't ever come back? What
Well,
if
at
we
least
go
we'll
back
all be
in
in there
time?
together, and I have some delicious snacks.
I think, well, I'd rather not go somewhere where we get stuck forever. That would be... I don't want to get vanished.
I think me too.
We'll be fine.
Do you remember Lily mentioned that her relatives run a joke shop?
Mm-hmm.
Do you
I had
think
some of the stuff, but I dropped it all on the train that went off.
I was
I
going to say,
remember that.
do you think maybe it's worth checking with Lily? Like, if we go back to the common room, pack a little bag each, just in case. Maybe we can ask Lily if her or her brothers maybe like smuggled in anything that, you know,
That
we
would,
could bring with us, just in case. We might need it. You never know.
I don't know how useful they are for adventuring stuff.
Clint, what is it?
They're mostly pranks and noises and stuff.
I can bring moss. You know how they always say that animals can see things that humans can't?
They say that animals can see ghosts.
I can
That's a
bring
great
Moss,
idea.
and Moss can help us. Moss loves people, so if Moss runs to something or someone that he likes, or maybe he gets scared, and then he can let us know whether something's bad or not.
That's a
If
great
Moss is
idea.
comfortable,
Nobody asked,
we're comfortable.
but I'll bring
Yeah.
Sweet Pea. She's very helpful under pressure.
What do we do if we go to the wall and nothing happens? Are we going to go around to the other side? Or do we
We
go
can-
then and try and look for the music box? Because where does the music club meet? Maybe it's somewhere there, or...
Let's cross that bridge when we come to it. We'll go first. Metaphorical bridge.
A metamorphosis bridge.
Yes. Not a real bridge, but like we'll see what to do about that if it happens. Right?
Sounds good.
So, once everyone's had enough dinner, I say we break, we go back to our dormitories, get supplies, get super sneaky late night mission outfits on, which I guess are just these with maybe like a bandana or something. And then we reconvene in the out front in a few minutes.
And the greenhouses, maybe we just all hide there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's try to make it back for curfew, because I have a really bad feeling that if we get caught doing anything outside, we will be in so much trouble.
Yeah, we should be, especially just today.
Yeah.
Now maybe we can try it another night, but we should just stick to. We're probably being watched. So,
I want to see. Olive
look chill, guys.
instinctively looks around and tries to see if it looks like anyone's spying on them. She's like actually trying to see if anyone looks like they're eavesdropping or keeping
Sure.
tabs on
Read between the
Swaff.
lines.
Okay.
7. Okay. When you read between the lines, you try to understand what someone or something is really thinking. 7 to 9, you can choose one from the list. Okay. Yeah.
I guess the closest to what I'm trying to ask is what are they planning? Like, does it look like anyone has ill intent toward us, or anyone looks shifty, like they're planning something?
Okay. I think you'll notice that Ray Cabernet has been glancing over your way. She looks like a little worried. But beyond that, it doesn't look like anyone is, setting up a bear trap for you or anything.
Okay. Olive's just gonna turn to Alex and be like, good thinking, Alex. We should keep an eye out for that. I don't know if anything's happened yet, but people are gonna be on to us soon. Swaff is making moves,
Yeah. So I think we go there with the key, and can you? If the key is magical and strange, and it's the key to the music box, they might be connected in some way. So pay attention and see if it, I don't know, starts getting hot or cold or vibrating, or something
Yes.
like that, because that might tell us that the music box is near. And maybe all we need to do is just shut it and lock it again, and then everything will be fine.
Okay.
Or maybe the shade will be guarding it, and then we'll have to fight.
I
I'll
also
be-
have. Sorry, so sorry.
No.
I
What were
also-
you gonna say, Clem?
I also have the Vertimilius charm spell, so I can see if there's any magic where we're going. Can do some spells, maybe.
Good idea.
Okay. Well, I'm good. I've eaten enough for now, if we want to go right now.
Okay. Clem, should we run back to the common room? I guess we could check and see if Maisie is done with Quidditch practice.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
We'll meet outside in just a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll meet up. We'll meet up. We'll meet up at the greenhouses, or maybe we
Okay.
should meet before then. Because if we go straight there and something happens and you get sucked in, if you get there before us and through the wall, that'd be bad. So maybe we shouldn't meet at the greenhouses, and we should just meet
At the
just
exit.
at the courtyard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Break.
See you soon.
Go team.
Okay, so the group of you head out of the Great Hall, having had your fill at dinner. Just to be clear, who's going where again?
We're all going back to our respective
yeah.
houses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think. Yeah. Each of you just roll me a 2d6 for me.
This is gonna be laughable. I always forget how to do this. Okay.
You did it. You did it just fine. Okay. So, Rosalina, you're the first to make it back to Hufflepuff. After all, it's nearby. Makes sense.
I was gonna say it's shocking because she's so weighed down with snacks right now.
Yeah. Still, you make it back to the Hufflepuff common room first. And you can see that Bucket is in her usual spot. Sort of camped out on her in her little spot that's all like made up. You can see that she has some food made up, and she's playing with the ring on the barrel and eating at the same time, munching on probably like a big like grape tomato.
Who's a widow bucket? That's a widow bucket. Is that a good tomato? Would you like some pocket mash? Here you go.
She's just gonna slam some down next to Bucket's bed.
Bucket sniffles a little bit and starts like scooping it up and putting it into her pouch.
I've never felt so connected with an animal in my life. You enjoy that? Pocket mash? Pocket? Okay. She's just gonna turn weeping over Pocket Mash and head up to her respective bed area.
Okay. Head back to your dormitory. And are you getting anything in particular?
I'm here to grab Sweet Pea in particular, just scoop him off of her bed and just say, "You're coming with me. You're very needed, just in case I get trapped into another dimension forever, and I'm gonna just need you for company mostly. And you stay there, and what else? Oh, it's gonna be fine. Don't say that. I don't know if I could bring anything else. I was working on a crochet project, and if I got stuck in another dimension, I could probably finish it. Maisie would like that bed pillow for the hospital wing, but I don't think I can fit that with all the snacks in my pouches. I guess I can go." she leaves. She's got everything she needs. She's all packed up. She just needed snacks and she stole them off from the Great Hall. Stealing is maybe the wrong word.
Okay. I would like one more roll from you.
For what, Master Whack? Why?
Go ahead and notice something for me. Okay, an 8.
Okay, I have a -2 in mine, so that really shocked me.
Okay, so let's see here. You can ask me one question from the Notice Something list.
Okay. Give me a second.
When something catches your attention and you try to see what it is, when you notice something, ask me one.
Is there anything sneaking around?
Oh, yeah. Looks like you have a guest that has joined you. Inside one of your pocket mash pockets, there is some activity going on. It appears that Bucket has hitched a ride.
Bucket, do you want to come on the adventure with me, Bucket?
There's just like a spray of like pocket mash like shooting up.
It's like burrowing into the bucket.
Yeah. And like slowly the pocket like starts to get absorbed, you know, like it's just deflating.
Can I ask Bucket a question? Can I read between Bucket's lines?
Sure.
I want to know if Bucket wants to go on this adventure, but I don't want to take Bucket against its will.
Sure. Try and read between the lines. Okay. You can
Me
read
and
them.
Bucket are on the same page.
You share a brain. When you try to understand what someone or something is really thinking, you can read them like a book. Choose 2 questions from the list.
Okay. Oh, there's so many good ones I actually really want to ask Bucket. How do they see me? Regardless of what's happening, I would like to ask Bucket how Bucket sees me.
The selfish question.
And also, how are they feeling? But like, how are they feeling about the adventure? Is that acceptable?
They know nothing about the adventure. You have given them a new addiction, and they are taking as much liberties with pocket mash as possible.
If it means that Bucket has to eat my entire reserve of pocket mash, I will be bringing Bucket with us. I don't care. Wait, how does Bucket see me?
Is that what you're asking? Is your second question?
That's the second question.
Super selfish question. That's great.
I need to know. I'm starting a friendship. I need to know our baseline.
Bucket sees you as a means to pocket mash.
Fair and valid. That's all I needed. All right, Bucket, if you want more pocket mash, I got more where that came from. But you gotta come on this adventure with me and Sweet Pea. I'm just gonna take Sweet Pea off my shoulder and introduce Sweet Pea to Bucket, who I assume doesn't even notice because Bucket's too busy eating pocket mash.
Now, there's like an awkward, like, where do you stand? Like, how do I move in this situation moment? Yeah, and I think Sweet Pea just picks another pocket to hop into.
All right. Okay. Incredible introduction there, Bucket, with your mouth full. I swear, if I could be related to a Niffler, I'd be related to you. All right, here we go, guys. We're headed to... I don't know. I almost said the Netherlands, but I think we're just going to another dimension. Okay, let's go, guys.
All right, off you go. Next, we join Clem and Olive over in the Gryffindor common room.
Okay. I pick up Moss, who is just like this long cat. This is long, skinny, loose, blobby cat, and just kind of hoist him on my shoulder, and he kind of like sits over my shoulders like a little scarf. And I'm like, ready to go, Moss? And I got like a little bag with all my little map making thingamajigs.
Clem, Does
Yeah.
Moss make a lot of noise?
Well, he does like to talk sometimes, but only when something's really going on. So if something's really going on, I think we'll be making noise too, right?
That's true. Okay. Olive's just gonna walk over to her little bedside table where she's kept her secret pet mouse, Thimble, and she's gonna drop a little bit of food for Thimble and say, I can't bring you with us, but you be good, okay? Oh, who am I kidding? You're always good. Okay, I'll be back soon, Thimble. Boop. And she's just gonna give Thimble's nose a little boop, and
do
then
that like super recoil whenever you actually try and boop an animal. It's like,
and she is going to see if in the common room, if she can see either Lily or Maisie. I don't know if Maisie's back yet or not.
sure. It has gotten dark, by the way. At this point, you've all had dinner, and it's getting darker earlier this time of year. So I would like you to notice something for me.
Okay.
That's a 6. No, neither of them are here.
Okay. Olive is just going to use a spare little scrap of parchment and is going to write a really, really quick note for Maisie, and she's going to tuck it into Maisie's bedding in their actual dormitory. And she's going to read it out loud to Clem and say, Clem, just in case Maisie got hung up at Quidditch practice, I don't want to write where we're going because if someone else finds the note, we don't want it to be a giveaway. So I'm going to write, headed to investigate for Swath at the place where you climbed. That way when she reads it, she'll know when we were together where she was climbing, but if anyone else reads it, they won't know what Swath is and they won't know what climbing we're talking about, right?
Nope. I think it's brilliant. It'll be good.
Is that good? Like if you read that, you go, ooh, what's that? I don't know. That kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that throws me off is that you said investigate, and like they're trying to make sure that we're not investigating. You could just say a Swath business.
Okay, Swath homework. That way someone
Swath
thinks it's
homework.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll think that we're actually doing homework.
She's like crossing it all out. So it's just chicken scratch all over, and then it just says Swath homework. You climbed there. And then she's gonna fold it and she's gonna go, perfect. And just kind of tuck it hidden under the covers, but where she knows as soon as Maisie pulls it back, she'll see. Okay.
Do you have everything?
I think so. I was hoping we could find Lily, but it's fine. Let's go.
Oh, should we put on like nighttime like regular clothes, or should we still wear our robes?
You don't have to wear your robes on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So the weekend is
Right.
yours.
I think I've still been wearing my robes, thinking that I had to constantly be
full
wearing
dress
my uniform,
robes. Yeah.
full dress robes constantly. Can we wear our civvies? Yeah.
Olive's gonna change into the closest approximation that she has to what she pictures like an international spy wearing,
I'm
which is
watching her and
basically like 11-year-old trying to be Kim Possible. Like she's just wearing like cargo pants with a lot of pockets in them, and a long sleeve kind of like turtleneck, and she's gonna start patting her pockets, and she's gonna be like, okay, sneakers to run fast, pockets to hide stuff. What else do spies wear, Clem? What else helps us move at night time and be stealthy and mysterious?
Oh, we need one of those masks that only have the eyes and the mouth.
Yes. I don't.
Do you have any
one of
black
those.
socks? I
Oh,
think I
can we
have some
cut
black
one out of a
socks.
black sock?
Yes, we can. 1000%.
Okay. Okay. Oh, don't tell anyone. Okay, wait.
Okay,
No. You have to promise you're not going to tell anyone, okay?
I won't. We can scare them because we're
And she's-
so good at being spies.
I took some of my mum's makeup from home and she's gonna kind of like start rummaging through her trunk and pull out a little pot of like black eyeshadow, and she's gonna go,
For some
"We
reason,
could-"
I imagine it being like the wrong kind of makeup. You know, like you want eyeshadow for this situation, but it's something else. So what do you think it would be?
You know, I would maybe her mum has black lipstick and she thinks that you smear that, you know, and that's like cream eyeshadow. This is like really expensive grown up eye stuff that my mum wears when she wants to look fancy. So, and she's just gonna start like smearing it under her eye, and she's gonna go, you have to blend it out, but
It's just
it'll
black
help us
all over
blend
everything.
in. And it's not even like she thinks she's doing like a nice, perfect like sponge, you know, blending
Over
it
our-
evenly.
over our
and
cheeks?
instead, there's like a line here, and then she's kind of just smeared patches of it down, and then she's like smudged it up into one eye, and it's just peeling up there. And then she's gonna kind of just rub it. Do you want some, Clem? Just
Yes?
even coverage.
Do you mind if I do it to myself though?
Sure. Yeah, no,
Okay.
go ahead.
I'm just gonna draw 2 dark lines under my eye and then just leave it at that.
Olive's gonna keep rifling through her trunk, and she's gonna go, oh, socks. Do you think we could fit these over our heads, though? It seems a bit small.
I guess maybe not. Do you have any extra tights?
Ooh! And she's gonna
Tights
pull
go
out. She's gonna pull out like you know, black shears, and she's gonna go. We'd have to cut them.
No,
It's okay.
let's not do that. They're so expensive.
We have to make sacrifices to solve the mystery.
Okay.
But I
okay.
don't have scissors. Do you?
The camera like
use our
pans
teeth.
to the coin purse like on, like just overflowing with galleons.
For her job.
Olive's dragon's hoard that she sleeps on. I'm gonna try and rip the tights to fashion.
Okay.
I think what they're picturing is like the cartoon style, like wear a black ski mask and then having the makeup on underneath is like Christian Bale and Batman. Like it just makes the whole thing more seamless and cool. And instead, I think she's pulling a sheer over her face, so it's like
Everything
smushing her
smears. Everything smears, and it's just
the makeup smears, and it does that creepy effect when somebody puts a stocking over their head where like their features get smushed in a weird way. Do I look like a super spy, Clem?
Oh my god, yes.
Okay,
Looks so cool.
let's bring another pair of these for the others then.
Yes. I'm gonna also put it on my face.
And Olive's gonna turn and she's gonna go, oh, for a second I didn't see you there. Oh my god, it's
my
working
God.
already.
Perfect.
This is gonna go great.
It's gonna go so good.
And
I can't wait.
And I think they have everything. I think they're gonna
Yeah.
exit now.
Oh yeah. You head out. Unbeknownst to you, everyone's like, "What are they doing?" Like,
Yeah, everyone was actually there the whole time.
yeah, it's an interesting day for sure. So we join Alex over in the Ravenclaw dormitory. Alex, you head on over. What are you doing?
Yeah, I walk into my dormitory because they told me to get supplies and stuff, and I realize I don't have anything that's particularly useful for potentially going into a hidden wing of the school beyond my wand and my wits. So I walk in, I tap my pocket for my wand, I tap my pocket for my beans, take a quick look around the dorm, and then head back
you
out,
actually
I think.
you actually, before you can leave, there's a few students from Ravenclaw that approach you. Older students, mostly. There's one a boy that walks up to you. He has calm eyes, a relaxed face, and I don't think you know this student, but he says, hey there. You're Alex, right?
Yeah, I'm Alex. Hi.
Hey, heard you earned some points for the house. That was good work. What'd you do?
I told the headmistress about an incident that happened.
Oh, well, good job. Keep it up. I mean, anything we can do to win over Hufflepuff or Gryffindor this year, that'd be great.
Yeah, well, I'll try my best. I mean,
Oh, sorry. Name's Clark. Clark Bitterwood. And this is an NPC created by Brayhout M on our Patreon. Thank you.
hey.
Hey, do her a favor, all right? Look, if you're out and about and, you know the Whomping Willow?
Yes, it's kind of scary.
Some people say it's scary, other people say it's fantastic. It really depends on your perspective. Look, if you manage to, come across any twigs or sticks or anything from the Whomping Willow, in whatever sort of Roman-like things you do, maybe you can toss them my way. You see, both my mums, they make brooms.
All right, okay.
They'll pay for them, of course. Just if you see any lying around, I mean, don't try and take any, but if you see any, lying around and you want to just hand them on over, that'd be great.
Definitely.
Imagine
I'll
a
do
broom made from the Whomping Willow.
that. Seems violent.
Could
Okay.
be.
Yeah. If I see any sticks or twigs that are whomping anything, well, I'll bring them straight over to you.
All right, great, and good job on the points.
Thanks. I'll
Another
try and get more.
Another student comes up. This is a girl, and you think you recognize her. You think you remember her first name was Avania. She's got a lean body, focused eyes, and a soft face. Really dark, black hair. And she'll come up to you and she says, "Good job on the house points."
Thanks. Just doing my part.
So, what was your name again?
I'm Alex. You're Ivania, right?
That's right. Good job, first year.
Yeah. Well, see, that's how you get those house points. You just remember things.
Well, being smart is how the Ravenclaws do it.
Yes, we do. Okay. Well, points and stuff.
Right. Aren't you going to study?
Right, that's where I was going. That's what I was going. I came up here and I couldn't remember what I was doing, and it was studying. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to meet some friends and do the studying.
All right. Well, keep earning those points.
Okay, bye-bye.
And that is another NPC from Patreon. This time from Asticon. Thank you, Asticon.
Thanks, Asticon. I make my escape. I'm a little uncomfortable with all these people talking to me.
Sure.
All of a sudden being nice to me. So
Yeah, the door
I
opens as you're about to leave, and in the doorway is a boy with a willowy, androgynous body, attentive, carefree eyes, and a rather flushed-looking face. You can see he like almost bumps into you, not noticing you at first.
Oh, sorry. I was after you.
Right. Yes. Hello there.
Hi,
You can see
I'm
that
Alex.
he's got some like books sort of that he's like tucking away.
Of course you are.
What books you got?
Books? What kind of books do you have?
I mean, none. I mean, are they secret books? I can keep a secret. Is there one else around?
You can see that he's got like a. Give me a notice something.
Okay. A 10.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and ask me your questions from the notice something list. So ask me 2 questions.
I think I'm going to go for what it'll look like. See if I can catch a glimpse of what he's doing there, and then I think. Can I use anyone or anything sneaking around to see if can I combine those?
Sure. It looks like he was smuggling. You think it was cereal? He had like a bunch of cereal. Like he has a bunch of. Will look like cornflakes.
Oh.
And yeah, and there were also some books that you managed to see the titles of, and it looked like they were some kind of like witches romance novels.
Okay, then I see you enjoy cereals.
Goodbye.
Okay.
He rushes off.
Courtyard. Yeah, I
You think you
gather
remember
my
his?
thoughts and-
You think you remember his name is Cyril?
Zero.
Yeah. And this was a Patreon NPC created by Vigorous and Terrabang.
Thank you for your NPCs, everyone.
All 3 NPCs, by the way, Ravenclaws. I thought that was hilarious.
Hell yes, Ravenclaw's representing. Yeah, okay. I down to the courtyard. I head down to the courtyard to meet up with the rest of the
group.
team, hopefully. Yeah.
And that's probably a good place for us to take our break. A little bit late, but I think it's a good spot for us to take our break as the group reconvenes to investigate the Wall of Mystery. What will happen next? We'll find out here very shortly. We are going to take a little bit of break here, folks. So, if you have not done so, please make sure you follow all of these wonderful people. Please give them a follow. Follows are free. Go make it happen. You can head on over to tablestory.tv/WAW, where you can download the game that we're playing completely for free. And you can also follow all these wonderful people. Click on all of their links and all the stuff, and get them some support. Give them some support. If you have yourself an Amazon Prime or a Twitch Prime that you haven't used yet, consider throwing it their way. Give them some love. Give them some support, and get yourself some emotes. And if you want to help support Table Story, one of the best ways you can do that is to head on over to tablestory.tv/pledge, where you can check out our Patreon. We've got wonderful artwork that was made for Witchcraft and Wizardry by Murgles, as well as several other shows' artwork. And we've got lore, we've got podcasts. Go check it out. There's a ton of content up there. At least it's worth a look. And we'll be back in just a little while, and probably about 5 minutes. We'll be right back, everybody. Hang tight.
unravel and the significance of the artifact they possess.
Welcome back, everybody, to Table Stories, Witchcraft and Wizardry. Welcome back. The group is on an adventure. They're on an adventure in what's now nighttime. So you all meet back up, and you can see that Olive and Clem look a little bit different.
Is it a little on your faces? There's a...
Oh, I brought some for everyone, but it is very expensive grown-up makeup, so please use sparingly, just in the areas that you think will help you avoid detection on this secret mission.
It's for stealth.
And you
We're
put
being
some on my
stealthy.
elbow.
No,
I think that my elbows are very shiny.
Okay, hold on.
no, what? We're allowed.
Yeah, wait, this one too.
We're not doing anything technically wrong, and I think you just made. You look really suspicious.
Nice,
with
thank you.
Your face is all.
Suspicious.
You're wearing the stockings over your face, right?
Your faces are all.
I've saved my stocking, I think, for when we actually. I think I took it off for when we met together.
You got these big marks on your face. That's not normal. You stand out
You look
more
amazing.
than we do.
You look amazing.
Well, okay,
Right,
Wow,
that
maybe-
makes
Alexander.
them-
You know, like, we put a lot of thought into this, okay? We support you in your decisions, and we would just like to
I'm
see some
not looking for
recognition.
I just.
Well,
The
no,
effort.
hold on. No, it makes sense that you would think that because we're still standing, like in the glow of the lighting here.
So true, but once they step
once
into the
we're
shadows-
outside, you're not even going to be able to
Forget
spot
about
us,
it.
Alex.
call us shades, bro.
Well,
Shades.
At first, you assume that Clem was wearing some sort of fur over her shoulders, and technically, there is fur on Clem's shoulders, but it is slowly sort of moving, breathing.
Is that your cap?
Yeah, this is Moss. And I like lift him off and like peel him, and he's so long. Yeah, and he's like,
He looks kind of like a ferret.
he's got bright green eyes. Yeah, he does kind of look like a ferret. That's why I love him. He's so
And
long.
just like viciously rub his furry head.
He loves it.
shall
Wait! I brought a friend too. Whatcha?
As you open your pocket, there's nothing inside.
Stop
you-
it, anime betrayals.
Oh,
It was
it's so cute, Rosalina.
Clem. It was the Niffler. He was eating my mashed potatoes.
Wait,
I
you brought-
gave him some mashed potatoes. Do you know what the Niffler is?
Oh, is that?
I
Wait.
know. It
looks like a hedgehog.
I
Kinda,
remember
it's really
seeing the
cute, and
Niffler. I
When you
remember
broke into
seeing
my
a
common
creature.
room.
I didn't break in. You gave me the key to come in.
We don't have. Hey, wait a second. We don't have a key.
Right. Speaking of keys, we should go to the wall and check.
Yes,
Okay.
let's do it.
Okay.
Good idea.
Yeah,
I put Moss
yeah,
back on my shoulder, and I'm like
let's do that.
slinking
I'm pouting.
around, like, like literally, like
we
just like da 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 against the wall.
I'm walking
trying...
normally just next to them, just looking at them. Okay, yep. Okay, let's keep going.
I'm with Clem trying to like be stealthy about it, but like an 11-year-old idea of stealth.
Yeah, I'm like looking around.
Okay.
Yeah, so
You-
we head to the greenhouses and to the section of wall we
Sure.
were.
Are you
inspecting
trying to be
before.
stealthy?
I am not.
I am.
I certainly am.
Okay.
No.
So, I would like quick and quiet rolls from Clem and Olive, and we'll
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Okay.
Wow, that was the opposite of good.
That was so immediate, too, that there was no hesitation. Roll 20 was like, you deserve this.
Yeah. Olive, as you sort of sneak around, I think you collide with a suit of armor that is positioned like near one of the doorways. You know the suits of armor that are like right near the You like look behind you and you're like giving Clem the thumbs up or something and just walk right into it. Crash! Everything just starts falling apart all over the place.
Moss gets super spooked and is just like, "Meow!" and just like, dicks, ow!
Moss is like hanging onto your like shoulder.
Yeah, like, oh my god.
Doing the thing where he's stuck and trying to like peel himself off.
Olive's just on the ground trying to kick off the bits of armor that she's panicked because she doesn't know what exactly happened. So it's just, get it off me! Oh, get it off me! Oh. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Do you need some help?
No, I think I got it. And she's gonna start, like, she doesn't know how to rebuild the suit of armor, so she just kind of, like, pops the head bit back onto the chest bit, and she goes, okay, that looks good. Yeah, no, you look fine now. Sorry about that. So sorry. Pardon me.
Okay.
Any students or faculty that were around are staring.
Now I
nothing to
try
see
and
here.
hide.
Just practicing some performance theater.
Yep.
It's important.
We are
to have
recreating
hobbies.
a Billie Eilish music video. Anyone seen it? No?
What?
Billie Eilish?
What?
Billie Eilish?
Who?
I'll show you on YouTube.
Okay.
later.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's keep
And
going.
Olive's just gonna kind of start like hitting poses that she thinks look like interpretive theater kind of thing. Like she's really committing to the bit at the very least. But as she does it, she's inching away from people. Just moving slowly away.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh.
I don't know how we're doing.
Yep. Just keep moving. I'm trying to look impressed and nod a lot. So do you think I'm judging? You just keep moving. Okay, hurry.
I think it's going
Go.
great,
Yep,
Rosie.
Go.
Should I get some snacks out?
Yes, please.
Yeah, after I think you can stop. You can stop dancing now. We can.
Okay.
Oh.
We're kind of clear. How did you? It's big and shiny. How did you miss it? Or how did you not see it?
Well,
Because clearly you didn't miss it.
You know, Alex, to achieve this level of stealth that I was operating at, to be invisible to the outside world for a moment, I think
You
the
became
outside world
invisible
was
to yourself.
invisible to me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll dial it back a bit, and she's just gonna pull the stocking off her head because she's really embarrassed now, and she's gonna tuck it into her cloak and just go.
You've got like the marks,
And-
all the texture, all on your face now from the makeup.
I would assume that the stocking also pulled the makeup up, so it's like up her nose like this, like it's just rubbed all over her, like it's up her eyebrows and her forehead, and
Okay.
yeah, okay.
How's the key? The key? Give it a. See if it's hot or cold or buzzing or anything.
Why would it be hot?
'Cause
Oh my gosh.
is
Did
it-
you leave your key in your mashed potatoes pocket?
No,
the,
never.
The key's connected to the box, and I figured if they get closer to each other or further from each other, they might react. Like a buzz
I'll let you
or
know if I
something.
feel anything, but so far, nothing.
Did you touch
Where do you
it
have
with
the
your
key?
hand?
I would imagine she has she has a bunch of little pockets on the inside of her cloak for hiding pets and things she doesn't want her parents to know about. And I would imagine that when she's actually wearing the cloak, it's in the pocket that's kind of like right here over her heart a little bit.
Okay.
That way she can just kind of press it against her and get a feel for it at any given moment.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of like touch it a little bit from the outside of her robes, discreetly as possible, and see if she picks up on anything or if she feels anything.
Sure. You don't feel a key there.
What's wrong?
And she's gonna run back to where she crashed into the suit of armor and fell, and she's gonna start like patting around and searching. I know I had it. I didn't move it. Ray gave it to me. I put it in my pocket. I know.
Can I go over and start helping her
what's
search?
happening.
Can I do a notice something on the floor?
Absolutely.
I cast Lumos to help light it up and give them better
I
light.
see absolutely nothing. I'm blind, actually, now. I'm so hungry, I can't see anything.
So yeah, Alex, go ahead and give me a Lumos. Cast a spell, please.
Okay.
Oh my...
All right. So, Alex, you feel your magic sort of collect, and you begin to cast your Lumos spell.
Lumos. Here. Oh, see if you can see it now.
Right. Rosalina, I think like you start like you accidentally kick some of the armor that Olive like piled on to the stand, and it just kind of all collapses again, and it's a big mess.
Oh my gosh. That's my bad. That's my cloak's a little heavy, and so my gait's a little off. I'm
Is
sorry.
anyone else trying to look around?
Yeah, I'll look around.
Okay.
I'd like to try and investigate and figure out what's going on, especially with my own pockets and on me.
Sure. Clem, let's handle your role first here. 13. Okay. Anna noticed something. You can ask me 2 questions from the list.
Yes. Where is that? Is there anything sneaking around?
Oh, yeah, there definitely is. As soon as Rosalina crashed into the armor, you can see that Bucket has sort of... he's grabbing probably like a piece of the armor. There's probably like a little metal or something that's on the armor. He's got it, and you can see part of the key sticking up from his pouch as he's cramming it in the pouch. You're muted.
You're muted.
Bucket! Sir, excuse me? I have some mash. Would you like some mash? I'll trade you mash for that key.
There was one more question that you could ask, by the way, Clem,
Yes.
if you would like.
Yes. See, I feel like now, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to, because I feel like I got the information
Okay.
that I wanted.
So, Rosalina, we'll give you a second. Olive, you were investigating. Go ahead and ask me one from the investigate list there. As you're investigating your pockets.
I can't believe I got robbed by a Niffler.
Happens to everyone. It's okay.
I would say... I guess at this point, though, that I'm asking my question, I've already seen that the Niffler took it, right? Okay.
I think you were looking at your pockets, but you can hear Rosalina and Clem talking.
Okay. Is there any remaining magic here? I guess would be her instinct.
Nope.
Does it look like
You find
anything magical occurred?
you just find like a hole in the pocket.
Okay. She's just gonna look up, and she's panicking and just starting to cry. I know it was right here. I know I put it in my pocket. I always keep my most important things right here in my
Olive,
pocket.
it's
I can't
It's my fault. My pet Niffler.
Wait.
Can somebody calm down, Olive, while I calm down?
Yeah, I'm on
Niffler?
it. I'm on it.
Okay.
I go and I run over to Olive and I'm like, the bucket took it. The bucket took it.
You put it in a bucket? What?
Yeah, the bucket, the small bucket, creature, the small bucket creature has it. It's just over there. It's all good. You didn't lose it.
I'm gonna look over and see the Niffler with it and go over and just say, tiny little bucket, okay. Let go of the evil dark
There's an
magic
arm.
key.
Basically, you don't see Bucket. There's an arm that's moving around right now. It's just like the forearm and the gauntlet.
Oh my god.
The gauntlet's
It's possessed. The ghost has moved on to possessing suits of armor.
No. The Niffler's inside the gauntlet, and I think if we can convince the Niffler will come out. It really likes my mashed potatoes.
I pull out my smartphone
Maybe we can
and wave
use the
it in
Niffler.
front of the gauntlet.
All right. Were you trying to convince the Niffler to take your smartphone?
I'm also
trying-
simultaneously trying to convince the Niffler to eat my mashed potatoes, please.
I'm
Alright.
ready
Yeah.
my wand.
I'm trying to distract it with something shiny,
Sure.
so that it gets distracted by that, and then I can just snatch out the key.
Clem,
That's my
go ahead
intention.
and convince Bucket. 7. Okay. So, you get to choose one from the list when you're trying to make something hear you, either through intimidation or conversation. Choose one.
Oh, this makes me so sad. I wanted to say they do it but are now terrified of you, but I don't think he would be terrified, so they go along with it for now.
Okay. So, you can see the gauntlet start to hop on over. Rattle, rattle, rattle. I don't have a rattle sound effect for this. I'm sorry. I am not prepared. I didn't expect this to go this way today. Yeah, the gauntlet sort of like shh. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, it's hopping its way over, and then it kind of like shakes off. The gauntlet falls, and then Bucket like grabs on like a whatchamacallit, like a winged squirrel. What were they? Flying squirrel.
Yeah.
and just kind of like grabs onto the corners of your phone.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Wait, get
Rosalina, help me.
Okay.
I'd like to cast a spell while this is happening.
Ooh, okay. What would you like to cast, Olive?
I'm gonna be trying to cast a second year spell. Yeah. We're gonna try the summoning charm.
Ooh.
So as this is happening, now that the gauntlet's been lifted and Olive sees that it's the Niffler, she's just going to point her wand at it and go, Accio Ki.
All right, let's see what happens.
And that's a -1 forward for being a year ahead of us, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So unfortunate, it looks like the key has slipped into the pouch. And as you cast the spell, you see the key slip into the pouch, and I think that there's like this like weird noise that happens as like the spell fails, and you take a condition.
I would assume that instead of the key flying...
It's actually, I'm sorry, because it's a second year spell, for each year past the current year of the spell they attempt, add another condition. So this is 2 conditions.
Oh, that's fun. I'm gonna say that I would picture, because there's still so many bits and bobs from the suit of armor strewn about, I think that Olive is immediately upset. Like, magic is the only thing that she really has excelled at so far. Those are the only frickin' rolls I ever do well on. So she's upset that casting the spell didn't work. So I'll take the upset condition. And then because she gets so frustrated by that, I picture her kind of like turn around and like get the anger out for a second, and immediately turns and slips on a piece of armor that's on the floor again and falls and injures herself, which only serves to aggravate her being so upset and embarrassed further. And she is now in a pile of both pieces of armor and her own tears.
So the armor just like explodes basically and flies all over the place, and there's just like lipstick that's making its way in your eyeballs. It starts like burning, and it's a horrific sight, just a mess.
Mixed with like black lipstick tears.
Yeah, as Clem has her cell phone and Bucket's just like clinging to it. He's hanging from the cell phone.
Okay.
Or she's hanging from the cell phone.
So much chaos. Okay.
Rosalita, help!
I got you. I'm gonna use my partial success on convincing Bucket with they need proof, and I'm gonna pull out a big wad of mashed potatoes, not from the right side of my coat, from the left side where there's still mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah, the entire right side has been depleted.
Oh yeah, everything's gone.
It's been depleted. There's just an upset looking sweet pea in there.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweet pea. I'll take care of that. A Bucket, I have your favorite snack. If you let go of
There's
that
like
shiny.
A really thin, long tongue that just like.
Yeah, you can have it, but you gotta come over here. So while Bucket has their hands up, I'm gonna reach in and put some mashed potatoes into its tongue, but I want to try to take the key from its...
Bucket is trying to be extremely greedy. She's got one hand on the cell phone, and like the other hand is reaching out for the mashed potatoes.
Perfect. That just leaves enough space for me to put one hand into the pouch and take the key.
Sure. Try and, let's see. I think this is a struggle roll.
Okay.
Roll plus body when you try to struggle against someone or something physically. You reach into the pocket and just... There's so much gooey stuff in here. It feels... There's all these mashed potatoes.
This is exactly what my pockets feel like, but it's worse. It's worse. Somehow it's worse. I can't.
Oh my god!
Why does it sound like that?
Oh my god!
Oh.
Can you feel? Did you get the key?
No key, just
You didn't get
mush.
What kind of mush?
Somebody else has to. I can keep distracting them, but somebody else is gonna have to try to get the key out of the pouch. Alex.
I can't do it.
No, nobody else should touch it. I definitely need to do it. Please don't touch it, Alex.
Okay, I can. Maybe I could try and.
Could I try a spell?
I
know that I'm like.
You're holding the cell phone right now. You have to put the cell phone down.
I can cast a spell and we can just get the key if you like, just to make things easier. But I don't know if it's mean or not to do the spell. Which one should I got two ideas. I can do Wingardium Leviosa and float it up, and then we can just get it out that way. Or I could do like
Yeah.
like
the
you
other
did
option?
to the Ghost Petrificus Totalis, so it's stuck and can't.
Oh, that would work.
That seems,
Use Wingardium Leviosa.
that seems mean.
horrible.
Oh my gosh, it's fine. No,
I don't
just
know.
me?
It sounds like
Okay.
it sounds like animal abuse or something. Okay,
I don't know,
I'll
it's
try
seeming like
Wingardium
gremlin.
Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa. A swish and flick.
Okay.
I don't have that in my spell bank, so it's just a magic roll without a +1. A 9.
Okay.
So, choose
So, when you cast the spell, on a partial success, there are side effects. Choose 2, please.
I think I'm going to go with, because people are very close, I think I'm gonna go if one of the other players takes a condition from a partial misfire.
Who is it?
Let me roll. It is. It's Rosie. Sorry.
What condition is it?
The other players choose. That's what it says. So.
Which condition is it, Rosalina? Which condition do you take as the wand misfires here?
I'm gonna go for dazed. I'm gonna imagine that his hand flies back and he bonks me upside the head, and I'm just.
I think one of the pieces of armor gets lifted when you cast a spell and just like bonk, like smacks Rosalina in the side of the head.
I think for my other one to choose two, I think the spell has a diminished effect.
Okay, so yeah, as you accidentally like lift up the piece of armor and like bonk Rosalina in the head, you try and use it on Bucket, but unfortunately Bucket doesn't seem to be moving, and you start lifting Clem's phone up. Clem, your phone starts to get pulled from your hand. Struggle for me, please, Clem. Your phone gets lifted out of your hand, and so does Bucket, who's hanging on, still clamoring for the mashed potatoes.
Okay, wait.
My phone!
It's okay. It was me. I
Alex,
missed.
you've got the cell
Bucket.
phone up in the air with Bucket attached.
And got your phone. Okay, I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit and see
Holy
if you can.
Wizards of Waverly, please be careful!
Okay,
It's way too quick. Like it drops like there's turbulence.
Clem, you know your hands are free. You grab the key.
Okay,
I'm gonna
go to grab
dive
the
in
key.
and try and grab the key. I would not let anyone try and touch that thing.
I think that Bucket is up pretty high. Like Alex, you're trying to sort of bring them down. I think.
Yeah.
I think I want to roll for this, Alex. Let's see here. I don't think it's going to be cast a spell again. It's kind of like find control.
A mind roll, maybe? I don't know. None of the questions or moves really fit.
See, I think go ahead and do a struggle for me.
Oh, no. I was trying to steer you away from
I know you were. You think I'm stupid? I've been doing this for 6+ years, buddy.
Oh, there we go.
There's a 5. So suddenly the cell phone starts to drop at a quickening pace. Alex, you can't seem to grab the cell phone again with the Wingardium Leviosa spell. What do?
Can I catch mine?
You can try and catch. Go ahead and I think try and go ahead and struggle again. So, Clem, you go to try and catch the phone. Wham! It lands right in your face, right through your fingers. And you are going to take the dazed condition, I think, from that. As Bucket lands on your face with your cell phone and starts to, like, basically, like, climb down your body, starts to
Moss
fall
is
away.
freaking out.
Yes, Moss.
Moss has lost it.
I think
I'm
Moss.
pretty sure Moss just scratched me in the face.
Moss is trying to chase Bucket now. Moss is chasing after Bucket.
What should we do? Should I cast? Should we stop it?
Yeah, maybe try the Protectus out, Talus.
I can't believe we didn't do that in the first place.
I'm gonna try and cast the slippery jinx on the key.
Okay.
It says it makes an object difficult to hold.
The key is not currently visible. It is in the pocket.
Okay.
I go for Petrificus Totalis then.
Okay.
I go for it. They told me to do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I don't have it in my spell bank, so it's just a magic roll. Come on, Bucket. I don't know if I want to because I feel really bad. It feels like animal abuse or something. I don't like it.
Bucket has started all of these problems.
But they teach us it in first year, so it must be okay. Okay, I do it. An 8.
Okay. A partial success. There are side effects. Choose 2.
I think I think just because of the hecticness of it and scurrying down from people in between us, I think someone else is gonna get a condition again. And then someone or something is alerted to the casting of a spell, because this is like the third or fourth spell we've cast over here. That's for who gets the condition. Okay, I'm gonna go Rosie Clem Olive. Rosie again.
Oh my god.
Which condition do you take, Rosalina?
I think at this point I'm just upset.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, I'm just. Why me? Alex.
I'm sorry, I didn't. But
Okay. And your Petrificus Totalis spell goes off.
yeah,
And you see Bucket just...
I quickly run over and pick Bucket up.
Bucket is, however, at the feet of a taller person.
Oh no.
As you start to slowly look up, you can see that it is, in fact... I have to roll for this.
Could be bad or very bad.
Your father.
Oh my god.
And
Your
what
father will
exactly
hear about
are you
this.
doing, Alex?
Retrieving stolen property.
I can confirm it's not his fault. It's the Niffler. It's the pet of the Hufflepuffs, and it took one of my precious.
Quiet, please.
Sorry.
He, like, bends over, picks up a Bucket who's just like...
Yeah, I put my wand away. We'll take care of that if you want.
Why are you out causing trouble?
Well, we just had dinner and we thought we'd best walk it off, so we came out for a nice walk, and then, you know...
What is this mess?
I tripped. I'm really clumsy. I get it from my dad.
You know how it is with Nifflers, they're
Alex, please try to convince your father. Do you have any relationship set up yet with him?
No, not
Okay.
yet. I expect that shall change. Okay, convince, here we go. Okay, 7. I think he's the kind of person. I think they need proof. Is the best.
Okay, and what do you say to him?
Yeah, so we were doing some, we were just playing around, and that's why they're wearing the makeup. They were one team, and then we were the other team who didn't have face makeup, and we were just trying to unwind at the end of a long week of first week of school and stuff, and just trying to unwind and be friendly, because I got 30 points for Ravenclaw.
Do you want some sort of congratulations?
No, I was just explaining why we were so we can take care of Bucket and Niffler. I'm sorry about the mess. We don't know how to put a suit of armor back together, or we would do that.
He waves his wand, and you can see that the suit of armor starts to move back into place. He waves his wand again, and Bucket begins to start moving again.
Let's go some of our stuff.
He looks at the Niffler. He looks at you. And he says, it's Sunday night. You have class tomorrow. I want you all to go back to your common rooms and your dormitories and call it a night.
I can take Bucket back to my common room, please. That's where he sleeps.
Please make sure that he doesn't cause any more trouble.
Of course. Bucket.
I'm sorry, Professor.
You should be. Minus 10 points to all of your houses. For each of you.
I'm storm off and head back to the Ravenclaw Tower.
I'm enraged.
As soon as I start walking away, can I try to get the key from Bucket, please?
Sure, struggle.
I'd like to do that with Rosie. I really don't want Rosie to touch it.
Ooh. I think she's got Bucket. So you can roll to struggle with Rosalina and roll with your relationship.
Okay.
I feel like that's the only way Slytherin can win at this point with house points is just the problems that these people cause. Oof. So how do you think that this fails here as Rosalina's digging into Bucket's pouch? How do you think you blow this completely, Olive?
I think Olive was so concerned with not attracting the professor's attention that she didn't notice at first that Rosie had already started, rummaging, trying to find this. And when she did, she was so panicked that Rosie might be harmed by it, that it wasn't her instinct to try and, calmly say, hey, Rosie, please be careful. But she just kind of rushed over to her and started trying to push her arm back in fear. But that probably freaked Rosie out because Olive just ran over to her and started trying to restrain her arms. So I assume she failed because that's a terrible way to do things.
Yeah. And let's see. I think I get to make a move here. Yeah, I think as you sort of go to grab Rosalina, I think you get injured in the process when Olive tries to sort of grab you. Maybe you fall down and sort of smack your knee on the ground or something.
Okay, but I'm not letting go of Bucket, okay? I'm gonna take it like a football player and tumble to the ground, clutching Bucket in my arms.
Sure.
Rosie,
And
what did you... Olive!
On a 7 to 9, you get to choose one, struggling.
I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna surprise them, that I actually surprise Bucket with this.
Are you sure you would not like to rethink your choice?
I would like to take something from them!
You get one from me. That was it.
Sorry, the injuries really got into my head. I'm feeling pretty dazed.
So yeah, you fall on the ground and you're just holding the key and
Rosalina, are you okay?
Yeah, but
Rosie, I'm so sorry.
Olive,
And
what did
she's
you
gonna-
do?
She's gonna take the key back and she's gonna say, I was just trying to protect her, Clem. I'm really scared. I don't know how powerful it is, and if it does something to her, if she touches it, Rosie, I'm so sorry. I just didn't want you to get hurt. Quickly, mash. Do you have any
I start going through the mash in her pockets and start just putting it in her mouth like spackle in a wall.
Sure. However, the sound begins to die down a bit, Rosalina, as you hold the key. Please resist influence.
Is this the mysterious figure or not?
No.
So I don't have a relationship with them.
Correct.
Okay.
An 11. Okay. You think for a second like you hear something, but that's probably just all this craziness that's going on and all the sort of
I think a little mash in my ear, actually.
horrible things that have been happening.
I cannot express how quickly I am trying to take the key away from Rosie. Rosie,
Is there any... Hey, do you see any mash in my ear? You can have the key back, by the way.
Okay. Thank you. Rosie, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to knock you over like that. I just panicked and I really don't want you to get hurt because it's been
That's
really
okay,
scary
I
for me.
understand. Don't worry about it.
And she's
help
gonna
Rosie
hold
up
her-
and I'm, yeah.
She's gonna hold her arms out for a hug once Clem helps her stand up.
Okay, yeah, sure. Careful, I put a lot of roast beef in my left pocket.
Of course you did, Rosie.
A little squishy in there.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And
I'm
she's
sorry
gonna kind of
about the
motion
Niffler.
She's gonna motion for Clem to come get a little hug too and give her
Alex
a little...
is sort of rushed off. You can
Pat.
see him like stomp off, like heading on over out towards his dormitory.
Do you think Alex is gonna be okay?
I think we should try and catch up to him.
What if his dad sees us? Maybe it's best to let him cool down. We could write him a nice note.
But what if he thinks that we don't care about him if we don't follow right now to make sure he's okay?
Sometimes when I'm upset, I don't like to talk to people.
But I think everyone secretly wants to talk to people. They just feel like maybe no one will understand. But if we go and we're like, Alex, it's okay. Don't worry.
I mean, if you think we can catch up to him, I'll follow.
Yeah. I would like to run to catch up to him.
Sure. Alex, you're stomping off, but are you like running back?
Yeah, I'm trying to get back there quickly.
How are you feeling right now as you're rushing off?
Lots of turmoil, angry, frustrated, upset, unhappy. Not good.
Okay. I would like you to roll quick and quiet, Clem and Alex.
I've only got short legs.
I can't walk, actually, so...
However, you can't walk faster than Alex. Yeah, you catch up to him. Alex isn't that fast. Neither are you, apparently, but you're just a little bit
Couple of
faster. Yeah,
slow babies.
probably like
I'm holding... yeah.
out of breath.
I'm holding Moss and I catch up to him. Can I talk to him now? Have I caught up to him?
You catch up to him. Do you stop, Alex?
No, I'm gonna keep walking.
I'm gonna try and put Moss in his arms.
I'm already. I can walk without a cat.
Alex, trust me. It feels really nice to hold Moss. He'll make you feel nice.
Yeah, but I'm in a hut, and we need to get back to our dorms. That's what the professor.
Yeah.
Pince said.
Yeah, the professor said that, but the professor was also kind of mean, and we can do it at our own time. I mean, we're people too, you know, and we can do things in our own time. That
we've
means
already
that we
lost
can
points, and if we lose, it's just
Alex?
there's no point. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna rest.
Alex,
and
points
then
matter, but they also don't matter. What matters is that you know that we love you and we're here for you. Okay? You have friends. No points matter as much as you do. Okay? So, we are here. And I know that was awful because I don't even know him. And that was awful. I don't really like him. I have to be honest with you. But you know what?
I don't like him
You're
either.
better than him. You're better than him. You're not like him. Okay? He doesn't have friends. But you do. And we're here.
Try and convince Alex, I think. Roll with your relationship if you have one.
Yes.
Alex, you're pretty upset in general. I think.
Yeah. And I want to stay angry. I'm that kind of stupid,
I think
childish way of just.
I think maybe you get a little angry at Clem too for like not leaving you alone when you asked her to, and I think both of you add a -1 to your relationship.
Thanks, Clem. I shove your cat back at you and take off.
Hey. You don't have to be like
Sorry.
that with Moss.
I head off.
That's a good place for us to end the session today.
Well, I hated that. Every second of it.
Well, there were a lot of roller coaster like things that happened in today's session.
Oh boy.
So excited about Bucket, and Bucket just betrayed me.
Bucket did what Bucket does.
Hurts my heart.
And I think that the catastrophe that happened is a perfect example of what Nifflers can do and why they are trouble. But it's the end of the session time, folks. It's time to do our end of session wrap up. And if you remember, we switched up our sort of end moves here. So we're going to stick to that. You can choose either a +1 or a -1 to someone else in the group. And if you do a -1 to someone, you also get an XP. Who would like to start?
Yeah, I can go ahead and start. I am taking a star of experience and giving a -1 to Olive. She lost the key. She knocked over the thing, and it's not where my anger should be directed, but it's where it is directed.
Irrational
I got in
kid
trouble
anger.
because of you.
I didn't lose the key. It was rudely stolen. Just
It was my fault.
Stolen, right? Yeah,
stolen
but
by a Niffler.
It was in your care, okay? Everybody's getting a fucking -1 this week, basically, okay? Everyone.
Thanks for
You
the
want 2?
F-bomb.
I got plenty. I'll hand them out.
Oh my god,
-2.
Alex was about to get my +1, and I've completely changed my mind about that.
Yeah, I ain't giving no +1s out this week. That's for sure.
Horrific.
Yeah, but that's my -1.
Okay.
It had to be negative. I couldn't give a positive. Sorry.
Who's next?
I'm actually gonna say I think Clem gets my +1 because Olive is they made their pinky promise, and she showed her something that she brought from home, and I think she gets a little embarrassed to feel enthusiastic about stuff sometimes. One of her traits is that she's both soft and eccentric, and I think she's a little shy about how weird she is sometimes, but Clem was just like, yeah, I'll smear that on my face, put a sock on my head, whatever. Like, I think she feels a lot closer to Clem as a friend because she showed her a little weirdness, and Clem was like, bring it on. So that's my +1, I love you.
Unlike some people. I know that was implied.
I'm
but we
just
had to
putting
get
it out
there.
there, you know. If you don't have anything nice to say, give your +1 to Clem. That's what the saying is, right?
Can that be a saying? Yes.
Who's next?
Clem's personal
go.
goals have been reached. Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You're fine. I'm gonna go ahead and give Rosalina's +1 to Olive for rushing everybody to dinner quickly, because I think that was the highlight of Rosalina's day, and I think that she's still thinking about it. That was just so kind. She didn't even think about ushering people towards the Great Hall. It's truly the little things, folks.
That's
All
so
right.
wholesome.
Last but not least.
Yeah. Well, see, I feel like I'm in a bit of a pickle because I had spent this entire episode planning basically to give my +1 to Olive, and that we bonded over becoming spies. but Alexander gets my -1 because I tried to help him, and he was mean to me, and more importantly than that, he was mean to my fucking cat. So
many
I'm
F-bombs.
taking experience.
So many.
Oh, yeah,
Stop
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry.
Children!
I'm so sorry.
I'm going to start
Yeah.
taking away house points for F-bombs.
It's all me, isn't it? It's all me.
No. No. Zagonicus dropped 2 of them.
Oh, did he?
did I?
Okay.
Yes, you
Okay, I
did.
feel a little bit better.
I've got an excuse, right? I'm Scottish, right? Listen, kids.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but Olive, I love you.
All right. So give yourself another -1 with Alex and another XP. And it's time for the house points rolls. It's time for how you are basically doing in class. Let's get mind rolls from everybody, please.
We need to make up that 10 we just lost. Oh, come on.
Oh, dang.
Look
I
at
totally
you.
forgot to put...
Oh, yes.
Oh, no,
There
never
we go.
mind.
Okay.
I'm good.
Ooh,
Okay, good.
you guys all succeeded, at least partially. So well done. Well done. Okay, so Gryffindor, Olive earns Gryffindor 10 points. Clem earns Gryffindor another 5 points. It's 15, so 62. And, 72, sorry. I will do the last roll. We have no Maisie today, so I will do the roll. Let's do a red die. There it is. Red and black. Here we go. That's a 5. That's a -5. So, 67 points here for Gryffindor. Okay. And let's see. Rosalina gets 5 points for Hufflepuff. And I will do the other 2 rolls. I will mix up the dice. Let's pick them at random. This one and this one. Okay. Got blue and a red die. Let's see. That's a 5. That's losing 5 points, unfortunately. And last roll. Another 5. Lost another 5 points. Oof. Oof. Sorry, Hufflepuffs. All right. Ravenclaw. Alex gets 10 points for Ravenclaw. Earning those
He got
points
those
he
10
just
back.
lost. Okay. And let's do this. 2 more rolls here. That's a 7, so that's 5. And I'll switch the dice for the last ones. Just the random ones. Okay. That's another 7, so that's 5 more points. 80 points for Ravenclaw. Last but not least, Slytherin. Oh, God. I'm not looking anymore for the dice. So just pick them like this. Okay. We got a green and a pink. That's a 9. That's +5. That's an 8. That's another +5. And that's a 7. Another +5. So a total of 15 points for Slytherin this week. Congratulations, Snake Peeps. And let's go around the room. Let's do our end of session shoutouts and your downtime moves for the week, please. Zagonicus, would you be so kind as to start us off, my friend?
Yes, hey everybody, I'm Scoticus. I played Alexander Pippin for you today. You can follow me everywhere, Scoticus, on all the platforms and all the rest of it. Tomorrow on my Twitch page, or that's Wednesdays, I'm going to be doing building, creating custom D&D stuff for a fantasy setting. Now, I've had my head forever, and I finally decided I should get it down onto a text file somewhere, at least. So I'm starting to do that and organize things, and join me for that, and give ideas and share inspirations, and we'll create a wonderful world together. For my downtime here, I'm going to be practicing spell casting because I don't want to be doing anything else, really. I'm using magic to comfort myself.
It's your comfort food.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Whoa! Okay, he magicked the heck out of that roll. All right. So, on a 10 plus, the PC temporarily gets to add an additional spell to their spell bank for the next session at their current year. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zagonicus. Negaorix?
Hi, I'm Naga Oryx. I was playing Olive Everglade for you today. Just bombing some rolls and causing some mischief as
Better than
as
bombing
per
some
usual.
Fs.
True, very true. I will be talking about myself for a second. I was about to say I'll be studying, and then I realized I was supposed to say something else first. Hi, come say hi to me sometime. I also stream. I'm on another tabletop RPG show, also on Tuesday nights, where I am a pirate, and it's fun. I'm a void tiefling, so come say hi sometime. Right now, though, I think I'm gonna be doing some studying. I think they've done no homework whatsoever since they got here, and that should probably change at some point.
That frantic Sunday night homework cram. Okay, a 10.
That was me as a student. That tracks.
Fantastic. So, on a 10 plus, the PC gets a +1 forward to their I read about that rolls for the next session. Please write that down. Make sure you remember.
Yay! Thank you.
Thank you. Murgurgles.
Murgurgles, Mr. Giggles, as some call me. Hi. I have to talk about myself now, right?
Doesn't
I totally
matter,
blanked
either or.
again. Oh boy. Hi, I'm Murgles. I do art stuff. And sometimes I stream. I streamed today, and I'm planning on streaming again in the next couple of days. So come on by to see me, and we can hang out and have some good chats and do some art. And I am going to study. I have a +1 for my studying this week based on my studying last week.
Awesome.
So
give me a mind roll and you get a +1 forward. Okay, another 9. So you get a forward next week as well on your
Cool.
studying roll.
cool beans.
Or on your, classes, school, downtime move. So whatever that move is, you get a +1 bonus. Okay, thank you, Murgles. Luxie?
Hello. I'm Lexi Games. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I'm actually later, if you're not busy, I'm gonna try playing Temtem, which is like a Pokemon MMO that just launched today. So if you like that stuff, I'm gonna be there because I'm normally not there, but I can't wait to play, so I'm doing it now. You can find me on Twitch, but you can also mostly find me on Twitter. And today, I think... Oh, I played Rosalina Earthcloud, by the way. I think that I'm gonna do a social activity. So I think that, I'm not allowed to do yoga yet. So I think I'm just gonna go hang out with some pals. They don't know they're my pals yet, but they are.
Okie doke. An 8. An 8
Perfect.
on your social activities. Hang out with friends, going on dates, and being social in general. Making a heart roll. On a 7 and 9, the PC gets a +1 or a -1 to a relationship. Who do you think you do these social activities with?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and give a +1 for hanging out with Clem.
Okay.
I think we're gonna do a hangout.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll learn how to put armor back together properly.
Maybe. That would be useful.
It's like a puzzle piece. Let's just see Negs like shake violently for a second. Like it's
She's just traumatized.
Please don't hit me again.
I will never get over it.
This is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Thank you, Luxie. I'm Wax Steven. I have been your Headmaster of Doom. I've dragged the players kicking and screaming through the session today. And what a session. This was all over the place. Holy shenanigans, Batman. There were so many fails at like weird times, and they stacked. The whole reason that happened was just because it was fail, like in a row. And someone was alerted to your situation, and the happenings. We're not exactly quiet there. So yeah, that was rough. But a great session nonetheless. So thank you everybody for watching. Chat, thanks for hanging out with us. You're appreciated. We love you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the support and all the love and everything. And hopefully, thanks to the patrons that submitted NPCs. Hopefully, we'll see more of them as time goes on. They will get added to my master NPC student database that is color coded and super nerdy. And thank you to Luxie, thank you Murgles, thank you Negaorix, thank you Zagonicus for being awesome role players. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. And just so everyone knows, Thursday we've got the Bystanders continuing. That is with our guest GM Blue Jay. And if you missed it, we have we just announced a new show that we have another guest GM on, a community member, Phil's Gaming, who will be running some sessions for D&D, some D&D sessions called Guardian's Promise, and I'll play that trailer for everybody again. But if you have not done so, please make sure you follow all of these wonderful people. Please, follows are free. Head on over to tablestory.tv/WAW, where you can click on all of the links for these people. Go follow them on all the places. Follows are free. Go make it happen. And if you have a Twitch Prime or an Amazon Prime that you haven't used yet, consider throwing it their way. Get some emotes. Support these lovely people. Go do that. And make sure you follow us here on Table Story, twitch.tv/Table Story. And if you want to help support Table Story, one of the best ways you can do that is to head on over to our Patreon at tablestory.tv/pledge. We've got wonderful content up there, including artwork by the lovely Myrtles and lore. We've got character sheets. We've got podcasts. We've got MP3 versions of our show, if that's what you like to listen to. And thank you. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.